Hey, welcome to the Trash Picture Show. This is kind of an impromptu video, and it's probably going to be a rant. Fox have recently announced that they are going to be doing a soft reboot of the Alien franchise. Apparently, the abysmal performance and reaction to Alien Covenant has made them rethink the franchise itself as a whole, and I can't blame them. The movie was an unmitigated mess, and as a whole, I think Scott has jeopardized the franchise. I think it's going to be a while before we see another Alien movie. They are planning on setting the series in another timeline. There's discussions of it being set a couple years after Alien Resurrection. I don't know how I feel about that. I do see them maybe approaching Neil Blomkamp again to do his Alien movie, but he might be suffering from sour grapes considering he was basically pushed aside in lieu of Scott's movie. What could be done? Where could you go with the Alien franchise? Well, I genuinely think that maybe Fox should take a look at the Star Wars movies and take stories that haven't been told. For example, Rogue One is the story of how the rebels came by the plans for the Death Star, and we've always heard about that, and it's always been talked about, but they finally showed it to us. So I would think it would be interesting to see maybe something timeline like the fall of Hardy's Hope, the colony in Aliens. I think if there was a standalone movie which showed the struggle of the colonists when they first arrived on the planet, and then when the colony falls to the xenomorphs, and leading right up to when the Marines come to help them. I think that'd be an interesting movie. You could also do something on what happened in the span of time between the events of Alien 3 and Alien Resurrection. Surely someone else, surely Weyland-Yutani, before they went under, attempted to try and locate maybe more alien eggs or other vessels. If there is a reboot or a soft reboot, as they said, it'll probably take into account the events from Covenant and Prometheus, but I think they'll keep them under wraps. I don't think they'll bring them to the forefront as much. Like in Star Wars, the Force Awakens kind of harked back to some of the prequels, but didn't focus on them so much. So you could do something with that, but not acknowledge those previous movies as much. It is sad in a way. I love this franchise, but I think maybe Fox are going in the right direction of it. As like I love the Alien movies, but if they keep on going on, I just see a continued deterioration of the franchise. What does this bode for other series like Predator, for example? Well, hopefully now that the Alien series is kind of put in the back burner, they'll look to their secondary kind of sci-fi horror series, the Predator movies, and maybe focus more attention and revenues towards that. I genuinely hope, with all my being, that Shane Black's The Predator is a good movie, because I can't stand to see both my franchises kind of be binned advantageously. I don't see Fox completely not coming back to the Alien franchise because it is still has a major fan base. There's still a lot of money to be made. I can see Dark Horse churning out fantastic comics. I could see video games and books coming in the future, but I genuinely think that it will be a while before we see another Alien movie. I think Ridley Scott had kind of got away with himself. The thing that made the first Alien movie good was he was limited in his budget, he was limited in his scope, and he worked with what he had, and out of it we got a fantastic movie. I think with Prometheus and Covenant, he had no restrictions, and it literally went Phantom Menace. He had the technology at his disposal, and he totally overused it. He didn't have anyone correcting him, and it has now jeopardized the franchise. If I was an executive, I genuinely think kind of these side stories that like Star Wars is doing would be way to go. The Fall of Hartley's Hope, maybe some incident that took place in the cloning process between Alien 3 and Alien Resurrection. Maybe another story involving another group of Marines against aliens. I can see Fox also trying another attempt at the AVP kind of franchise, because as we know, universes with the MCU and the DCU and everything, I do think they're going to try that. But Aliens and the Alien franchise as it is going to need to be kind of put to sleep for a while and maybe given a soft reboot. And that makes me sad, but I do think it's the right approach. What are your guys' thoughts? Do you think that it's kind of, it maybe there shouldn't be any more Alien movies done, or do you think that there should be a soft reboot, or would you like to see Ridley Scott's kind of sequel to Covenant? I don't think that the man even knows what he's doing. I think he's making it up as he goes along, and if there is a sequel to Covenant, which I don't think is going to happen because Fox seem to have lost total faith in Ridley Scott, it's not going to be good. So hopefully Fox will kind of just leave Alien in the back burner for a while, have a powwow, and then come back and regroup, and we'll have a much better movie for it. So if you have any thoughts or ideas on what's going to happen with the Alien franchise, leave them in the comments below. My name's Martin. This has been the Trash Picture Show. Like, subscribe, and have a good one. Take care.